There it is. There it is. Okay, good. I don't know where it went out. I don't know where our internet went out. Something hiccup. But we'll finish this up. So the one sample test, our null hypothesis is that our average or sample average is equal to some given value or population mean mu. Our alternate is that it's not equal or it could be greater than or it could be less than some value. All right. The assumptions of this one sample t-test, data are random and independent, data are normally distributed. All right. And then if we're not normally distributed, we can run the sign test or we can do bootstrap 95% confidence interval. All right. So things to report, our conclusion, that's a given. The test statistic, degrees of freedom, and p-value. So this test has all of them. So what I've done is I've had a Word document that I put together that kind of lists all of those tests that you can then kind of summarize. And so, with our sign test, here it is, right? Is the sample median equal to some value, right? And our assumptions, we just kind of go through our assumptions. And this is a case where we don't have degrees of freedom. We don't have a test statistic, so I don't put those here. So I have all this, including Brown-Forsyth, Fligner-Killeen, our Tukey's, Dunnits, and so forth. This is here for you to just kind of fill out on your own. Fill it out at home. Use your notes. This is also what's basically on our homework. So you have the final exam. Final exam prep. This is kind of what we were doing. This is for you to fill out. Here's for each test below. State what we're actually testing. Give the null alternate hypothesis. These are things that you should summarize, that have with you to kind of say, when I ask you a question, and say, here's our data. Here's our data. This is the question that we're asking. What test should you run? All right. You're going to see multiple questions like that on the theoretical portion of the exam, just like we had on this exam 3. All right. So filling these out, kind of getting all your stuff together, it's going to be extremely useful. Great study tool. All right. So you can use the rest of the time to work on this part 2, violating assumptions. I do have the data sets up. And if you've already finished it, you can kind of work through, if you want, this final exam prep. Again, if you can work through this final exam prep and say, yeah, I feel pretty confident working through these problems in R and